Churches of Kenya. Thank you very much for joining us, Nelson. So let's begin from that story that we've just watched. NASA is saying that they're going to be going to court to challenge Al Ghurair. First of all, it's coming at a time when we have only 46 days to the elections. The church has come out to say that it can mediate. But on the other hand, IEBC seems to hold their ground and say that this is the direction we're going to take and we're not turning back. Why is the church saying that, it's going to mediate? You have all these differing voices already. Do you think you'll bring all these voices to the table for one solution?
The church appreciates that we at a critical time in our electoral process. And as it were, we are standing at the precipice. If you remember what we had in 2007, 2008, we had a very hard stance. ECK on one side, supported by, I think that time it was PNU, and then we had the opposition on the other hand, and people were pulling in different directions. And the church notices that that's what's pertaining currently. And we would like to urge both IEBC and the protagonists, be it Jubilee or NASA, to climb down from hard positions because we need to move forward together. Election is critical for the country. Kenya is our country. This is our election. And there's nobody who has a right, who is entitled more than the other. And so the sense of high entitlement where people hold very hard positions, I do not think that is going to help us. And so that's why the church is saying we can actually support the process by helping you come to the table, talk together, and agree whether you want to proceed with Al Ghurair or you want to do new procurement, whatever position that is good for Kenya. That's what the church stands for. Okay,
you mentioned something to do with moving forward together, and Jubilee has come out to say that they do not have a problem with Al Ghurair, but then NASA and their supporters are saying that it will be giving them an edge to the whole process because they've interacted with this company that is going to be printing these ballot papers, a very critical component of the whole election, process. So what would be the best solution moving forward according to the church? You have all these different people saying different things. For the church, what do you think is the best solution moving forward?
I think to be fair, it appears that IEBC did not do due diligence properly because the information that has come up, confirms that it's true. Some individuals in government have had contact with this company before. And you people, media people have brought it up. IEBC ought to have done this due diligence in good time. But that's water under the bridge. What the church is saying is that we need to go to the elections as one country. If we go into elections with aspersions cast on IEBC, where half the country is thinking that IEBC is not fair, is not just, then we know the result. We do not have to wait until August 8th. We know that the results are going to be disputed. There are going to be claims that IEBC assisted one side and one competing side. And so we do not have to wait until August 8th.
But doesn't IEBC know this better than anybody else? They are struggling. They're newly installed in office. Okay, maybe not new, but, it's just the other day that we had this team coming into office. And they're coming at a time when the country, there's so much tension about, who is this IEBC, who are these commissioners, a lot of trust that they have to build. But then on the other hand, why would they do anything that is contrary to, what people will believe as IEBC delivering a credible, fair election that is equal to all the parties involved?
Well, I do not speak for IEBC. You've heard what NASA leader there says, that they are under pressure. That means that they are not independent. It communicates that they are not independent. But I do not want to believe that IEBC is not independent. I just want to believe that IEBC, since the CEO said that they have been dealing with this company before, and they have been delivering ballot papers to them, they thought it would be nice to continue with somebody we know. So I presuppose that was the motivation, to have continuity in their procurement processes. But yet, since issues have been raised, the church and the religious community is saying, come on, let's sit together, let's discuss. This is our process. It belongs to Kenya. We do not have to have strong positions that hurt the country. Let's sit and talk together. And that's why the church is saying we are available. We are available to support IEBC. We are available to support NASA. We are available to support Jubilee, to come together, discuss this matter, and agree what is the way forward that is acceptable to them, and let's go to elections with tempers having been cooled down.
There's an option or a proposal that IEBC gave, and that was that if NASA feels that they don't trust this company 100%, they could actually go and oversee the printing of the ballot papers back in Dubai. Do you think that's a viable proposal to calm the waters?
It might calm the waters. But I don't think that will eliminate suspicions.
Okay.
I have heard him say that they are going to court.
Yes.
I suspect that maybe that may be the best alternative on the table. If talking can't help, going to court may be the best alternative on the table, and hope that the court will be expeditious in dealing with the matter. 2-3 days, even if it means sitting over the weekend, sit over the weekend, by Monday, Tuesday, resolve the matter and make a ruling. Let's proceed.
Let's proceed.
Yeah,
you brought in to do something to do with the courts, and tomorrow we're expecting that ruling. Very much awaited, and everybody's anticipating what this ruling is going to be from the Court of Appeal about the finality of the declaration of the results. Is it at constituency level or at national level? What is the church stand on this one? We had the arguments by IEBC. One of them was saying that why should we have 290 declarations from across the country? But on the other hand, the opposing side saying that let's follow the constitution and what the law is saying, which is the final results be announced at the constituency level. As a church, where do you stand in this?
Last year, when we supported the country to negotiate the exit of IEBC, we also supported the country to negotiate the amendment of the electoral laws.
Right.
And the act as it is today, partly the clauses that are being contested about, are clauses that we proposed at the multi-sectoral forum. Because we observed that in the previous elections, in 2007 and 2013, results that were announced at polling stations and that were announced at constituency level were different, particularly on the presidential results. Were different from the results that were announced from Nairobi and KICC in 2007. And so 2007, I think it was a KICC.
Oh, 07, yes.
And so we proposed that Parliament actually includes that clause to the Joint Parliamentary Select Committee that was sitting at Parliament to look at the laws, and that was adopted and carried forward. The idea was to cure any mischief that comes up either on the side of the commissioners, or mischief that comes up either on the side of people who transmit results from the polling stations and from the constituency to the headquarters. And so we hoped that had been resolved, and since that had been resolved, we hoped that the matter will rest there. However, issues have been brought to a competent court. We can only wait for a competent court, the Court of Appeal, which we think that is going to make a ruling tomorrow. We will take